and I just got hooked on it. It was Channel 9, and I always watching it. And then my father, I lived in New York, so I used to have my dad bring me down to Westchester County Center first, and then Madison Square Garden all the time on all the local shows and stuff. And I used to make him wait outside. We waited for all the wrestlers to come out.
Did you grow up a fan and everything of wrestling, or how did you kind of get into the whole aspect of it? Where was it your athletic background?
I don't think I had anything like my athletic background, because at 10 years old, I really didn't have any athletic background at the time, but I was just a huge, I remember seeing wrestling on TV, which was Channel 9 in New York by me, 10, 11 years old. And back then, I'm sure everybody's heard this story. I've said this 100 times. For me, I was watching Superstar Billy Graham and Bob Backlund, all those goes, Pedro Morales. And I just got hooked on it. It was Channel 9, and I always watching it. And then my father, I lived in New York, so I used to have my dad bring me down to Westchester County Center first, and then Madison Square Garden all the time on all the local shows and stuff. And I used to make him wait outside. We waited for all the wrestlers to come out. So I'm a lifelong fan, like many of us are, and that's what makes great wrestlers, because when you love this sport, it comes from when you're a kid and you love it, and that's how I got involved. And then, I never did anything else really up until I pretty much left WWE. And because I started wrestling with UWFI back in the 90s, early independents were like the Savoldis and all them. And then I got very lucky and got an opportunity to go wrestle in Japan for UWFI. And I went there for a couple of years back and forth. And then right after that ended, ECW was just getting hot. I mean, it was after it was ECW Extreme, but it was just getting going and everything. And then I got an opportunity to go there, and then, Paulie brought me in as Damian Stone. And, I just kind of hung around for a little while. And then all of a sudden, he's like, "You're little Guido." And I was like, okay. And that's how it went.
It worked for me.
After that, JT Smith was already doing it. He's like, "You're his cousin." Lost Battalion Hall. That's when we debuted. I debuted as his cousin. That's the same day that Dudley's debuted too. And they came out and beat the shit out of me and JT with chairs and shit. Lost Battalion Hall. Rob knows Lost Battalion Hall. Sure.
Yeah, but JT wasn't already an Italian, was he?
Yes, he was. He was already the first one. JT. Everybody always says Little Guido started the FBI, and I've said this. Little Guido did not start the FBI. JT Smith was the first Italian, and he introduced me in Lost Battalion Hall, which I was just saying. And that's when the Dudleys debuted. They beat the shit out of us with chairs, and I was his cousin. He got hit in the head with a frying pan. He thought he was Italian. I came out as Damian Stone. Joe Gertner at that time, it's all on, you could Google it, it's all over the place, introduced me as Damian Stone, known now as Little Guido, JT Smith's cousin. And that's how the FBI was born, me and JT.
Wow. So JT was the OG one. He was the OG one.
So everybody always said I started. I did not. JT Smith started.
How about that? That's great. Man. Oh, yeah. Such cool stuff about all that, everything like